and going, and I'm here talking with VickyCleopatraMoon on her new book, Cleopatra's Moon. If you could, what would you change about the story of Cleopatra Selene?
That's a good question. Well, the first thing that comes to mind is I would change the fact that nobody knows about her. But I can't change that. It's just it's the way of the ancient world where people didn't write down the stories of women. But she was a powerful leader in her own right when she was Queen of Mauritania. So if I could change anything, it would be getting the information about her so I could know more rather than have to write historical fiction. I could write a biography instead.
Yeah. What inspired you to write mostly about Egyptian history? Why did you choose Cleopatra Selene?
Well, the easy, quick answer is that it's fascinating. I mean, it just is. There's something so mysterious and alluring and fascinating about ancient Egypt. Their appreciation of beauty, of nature, of their gods. So Egypt in itself is fascinating. But when I was doing the research for my biography on Cleopatra, her mother, Cleopatra Selene's mother, I was stunned to discover that she was the mother of 4 children, and only her daughter survived to adulthood and lived a long, full life. And I was floored that we knew nothing about her. That the Hollywood version of Cleopatra VII was that she was a seductress and a great lover of men and a great beauty, and no, she wasn't. She was the mother of 4 children. She was not necessarily gorgeous, but she was charismatic and brilliant. And so that, and then of course there was the question, gee, what must it have been like to have Cleopatra as your mom? I mean, that right there got it going.
Yeah. How old were you when you started writing?
I'd say in high school, and then I got a degree in English and in concentration in writing when I was in college.
If you could be any character from your book, who would it be and why?
This is a very tough question because sometimes when I'm giving tours at the museum, kids will ask me about, gee, if I had a time machine, would I want to go back? The answer is I would only want to go back if I were a male, property owner, and wealthy. Because if you weren't any one of those things, which would mean a citizen, life was really harsh for you. So, as much as I admire Cleopatra Selene, she faced a lot of difficulties. So I can't really answer who I would want to be. I'd want to be all of those things and watch what was unfolding, just not actually be in the center of it.
Can you describe your writing process? How do you get started?
This is my first work of fiction, so I'm still figuring out what that process is. I knew how the story ended. I knew where I wanted to end it, and then I thought about where I wanted to begin it. So I didn't. Some writers outline. I didn't really have an outline, but I had to work with the history. So I had a bare skeletal outline of what, where I wanted to start the book, where I wanted to end it, plus what actually happened to her in history. So that provided some kind of outline that it never would have occurred to me to write had I not been writing historical fiction. And from there, I would do a lot of walking and thinking and immersing myself in that world, which required a lot of research, obviously, and just trying to get lost in the character.
How do you get past writer's block?
I don't know. Do you know yet? Because I don't know yet. I've discovered for me that my process is that if I can't see it in my head, like some writers will say, I write to discover what happens next, which is amazing to me. That is not what I do. The story unfolds in my mind like a movie. And the writer writer's block for me is I'm not seeing what's happening, or what I see happening just keeps repeating over and over and over again because it's not working. So it's just a matter of me sometimes just getting out and exercising and moving around and walking is the thing that'll just loosen it up and allow me to see it in a different way.
Do you listen to music when you write? If so, what kind?
I'm so boring. I don't listen to music. It'd be a distraction. Yeah.
I liked when Cleopatra Selene spit on Caesar Augustus's face. Do you know if it was actually like recorded?
Oh, no. No. We have just the barest facts about Cleopatra Selene. So basically we know when she was born, who her parents were, when she was taken to Rome, when she was marched as a political prisoner, and when she was married off. So everything else that I had to fill in the blanks to was how I would imagine the daughter of Cleopatra would imagine feeling, being confronted with the man responsible for both her parents' deaths. I figured she was probably going to be feisty, strong, and smart like her mom, and I went from there.
Did you believe Cleopatra Selene's comment on how barbaric Romans are?
I believe that she believed it because, again, I was seeing it through her eyes. And in Egypt, there was so much beauty, and in Alexandria as well. There was a lot of appreciation of open space and beauty. And Rome did become beautiful, but not yet. In fact, they used Egypt's wealth to build up their beautiful temples. And there's a famous saying, I don't know if I'm going to get it right, but it's, that Augustus discovered, or not discovered, but that Rome was made of mud, but by the time he was done, it was made of marble. So I know I've botched that quote up, but that's the idea. But the thing is that he and Agrippa completely revitalized Rome, but they used Egypt's beauty and money, I think, to inspire their creations.
In your everyday life, do you see or hear things that inspire you to write a book?
Not in my everyday life. I would have to say when I'm reading, learning new things, particularly when I'm researching things about Egypt or the ancient world, I will come across a little factoid and think, oh, how fun would that be to put it in a book, or imagine what that's like. And so it's really more the reading that does it for me.
Do you think we'll be seeing any movies on your book soon?
Oh, I would love to. I just don't know if anybody would do that, but that would be a thrill. But not that I know of.
Okay, this has been Athieno and Goe interviewing Vicky Alviar Schechter.